Okay, decode string. Problem number 394. Given an encoded string, return its decoded string. An encoded rule is K encoded string where the encoded string inside the square brackets is being repeated exactly K times. Note that K is guaranteed to be a positive integer. You may assume that the input string is always valid. You may assume that the input value is always valid, that there are no extra white spaces, square brackets are well formed, etc. Furthermore, you may assume that the original data does not contain any digits and that digits are only for those repeat numbers k. For example, there will not be input like 3a or 4 square brackets 2 square brackets 4. The test cases are generated so that the length of the output will never exceed 10 to 5. Okay, this is also confusing. So we have a function decode string, takes in a string, returns a string. So example 1, s is equal to 3 square bracket a close bracket 2 open bracket b c close bracket. Okay, so since 3 a's, we have 3 a's and then 2 bc. Okay, I think I got it. No, I just confused myself. The second one just confused me. So s equals 3 open bracket a2 open bracket c close bracket close bracket. So we have we have 2 c's and then 3 a's. So 3 a's, 2 c's. So for every a we have 2 c's. Okay. And then for example 3, we have 2 abc, 3 cd, ef. So we have abc, cd, ef. That is easy. 1 and 3 are pretty straightforward, and then 2 is kind of iffy because of the bracket inside of the brackets. But it seems like a simple. So the number k, which is the number, is followed by something in the square brackets, and we're gonna repeat whatever is in the brackets the amount of times k is. So that is the decoding that we're about to do. And this one should be pretty easy. We can just I hate when people say things are easy, so I need to stop saying that. So once again, we're gonna have our empty array, which is gonna be an array of, we want to do characters, or we just want to do a string. Let's stick to the rivers and lakes that we are used to and just use characters. Decoded string, and then we can just use our character, and then we can just make this empty. Okay, and then what we want to do is loop through our string that we're passing in for I and s, right? And then we are going to return our decoded string. So now we need to see how we're going to push and how we're going to pop our decoded string. This will be an array of characters, so we want to do a string like this. So for our I and S, so for our I, what we want to do is go until probably we hit this. Right? Or so if we hit this, we know that we have our closing bracket. So it goes, this is a tricky one. So what do we want to do? We need a way to put characters in our decoder. We can't use numbers because we don't really care. For the output, we don't care to see the numbers inside. We don't, it's the square brackets. So if we can use a close, so if it's not that, we can push into our stack. And then we can just be popping our characters and our digits. And then maybe add them together at the end. Okay. Let's do if else. So if I equals, we don't want to make this mistake again, right? And then if this is the case, then we want to append until, ouch, man. We just want to append into our decoder string. Okay. If it's not. Okay, so if it is, what do we want to do? If it is, we want to somehow pop to this, right? So we can get the strings inside of it and get digits, which is K. And then repeat the string that we get Repeat the string with k. And then, okay. So do we need another array? Because after we do this, we need to find a way to also add it back. We still going to need a wallet. Let equals. Right. Oh, then. Oh, I think we got it. I think we got it. Now we just need to check that it is a number. Because that's what we want. So our k, that's when we know we have a k. Okay, so we're going to have 2 while loops. Because we need to check for the number, and then we need to check that it's an opening bracket. Right? Since we're checking already for at the top for the close, let's check here for the opening. Okay. So this first one, we're trying to get the substring of the strings inside of the array. So this example would be this. I'm trying to get A. I think we need a variable to keep track of that. So we can do this. So over here we'll set it. Change it back to string. Let's add it itself, and then I think in here we want to remove the last from the decoder string. Remove last. So this will help us get our characters. And then, okay. Okay, let's do this too. No, let's do this. So if I'm doing it correctly, this will remove this one actually from our decoder string. And then, okay, so then we'll use this one this will be our k. This is how we'll get our k. Right? So while last, and then we can set our k to be we can do the same thing. But instead of this, we just do k. Let's see. I know it's not correct because we haven't appended. We're just removing, so it's gonna return empty. Oh, you can collapse. So outside of our else, everything needs to happen in our else. I've messed up the entity. Okay, so here we need to find a way to append. Oh, no. We can have a variable to do the repeating for us. Repeater, where's OR? Right? And then there's a way to do it. The string. Repeating. We can use our small decoded. And then the next one will be our k. Our count is k. Right now it's a string, so we want to make it. And then if it's 0, we don't know what k is. Then we just loop. I need this to work because that was amazing. Okay. If these are mediums, I want to see hard. Yeah, it seems to be a lot harder. All right, so that is problem 394, decode string solved.